Hello everybody, my name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Bulls Nation, today we're going to be discussing two new training camp deals that will be added on to the Chicago Bulls for the remaining two games of our pre-season. Now at the end of the day, we are heating up and we're probably ramping up towards seeing our starters and our best team really go out there for the majority of the game, which is extremely exciting to see. But alongside of that, with the two wavings that we just saw in Henry Drell and the guard in Max Heidelberger, I believe his name is. Again, I apologize if I said his name incorrectly. We have two new additions in training camp, and one of them is very, very well known. So let's discuss that in this video. Before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls, these two additions, and whether or not you see the Chicago Bulls ramping it up and preparing to play their most important team, or I guess their best team out there, and actually give them the rotations and the minutes that you're probably going to see in the regular season, which is something I hope we do see eventually. Maybe not against the Raptors, but look, against the Raptors, all the more better. That's fantastic. But most definitely that last preseason game, you have to see it against the Minnesota Timberwolves. But let's talk also about the new training camp deals. We've got the center, Derek Favors, into the Chicago Bulls team for training camp, as well as Khalil Whitney. Hopefully I said his name correctly. So yeah, he's a forward, Whitley, by the way, and Derek Favors is a center. He has played in a power forward position in the past, but I'm assuming because of his advanced age and his experience, he's more likely going to be playing a small ball type center role for the Chicago Bulls in this training camp. And a lot of people are actually very excited about that because, again, I feel like if you're looking at the small ball lineup the Chicago Bulls have, well, outside of Vucevic and Andre Drummond, you've got Terry Taylor that's been playing a lot of minutes there. A lot of people are going to be questioning whether or not he's right for that role. Adama Sonogu, who has, I wouldn't say impressed, but he has shown his physicality, his ability to rebound. He's a very strong guy for someone of his age. But at the same time, he can't really finish that well. And there's something to him, I truly believe so. But I don't think it's necessarily ready to be brought out this season, in my opinion, at least from what I've seen thus far. So those two might not be considered the most trustworthy people to play in a small ball center lineup, but Derek Favors has experience. He's been a very good player in the past, and obviously he could be a nice addition to the Chicago Bulls as well. So I'd like to see how that lineup works with him and how he could be a veteran in that role and play in that role and maybe succeed in that role. That's obviously very interesting. And we'll see. Look, there's two games to figure it out, and they'll have to figure it out very, very soon because he is a late addition to training camp. But moving into obviously the other guy in Khalil Whitney, I believe. Again, there's not really too much to say about him. I really don't know much about him. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say this guy's good at this guy's good at that. Again, I never ever claim to be this incredible Chicago Bulls fan that knows all the information and everything in between. In these types of situations, I'd actually ask you guys what you think about him more than what I would know about him. So feel free to let me know in the comments below your thoughts about him and whether or not you believe he could be a nice addition to the Chicago Bulls. What are his strengths? What are his weaknesses? Because I don't know much about him. I don't really want to lie to you guys and give you false information. I don't know much about him. So really, it's as simple as that. But again, now we're moving to the stages where the next game is in a couple of hours' time against the Toronto Raptors. A big game, a big environment, and a game where you probably expect to see the Bulls ramp up. You're expecting the big three to play. You're expecting the main starting five to play a lot of minutes. You're probably going to expect to see the Bulls kind of finish out the game most likely, or at least play well into the third quarter, and then let the young guys kind of finish out the game. So there's a lot to look forward to there. And I really hope that's what we see in this next game against Toronto. Again, you got to find a way to experiment, but at the end of the day, we're getting to the fine margins of preseason. You know, the first three games were about the experimental stages. Was about trying to figure out who plays where, who plays better with who, what rotations you'd like to see, what minutes are you going to see, and all these experiments that we know the Bulls have been doing. The last 2 games of preseason, you're cutting it very close. For experiments, you kind of already need to figure out what's the go-to for the beginning of the season and allow changes to happen throughout the season now. But for the start of preseason, we've done experiments. I believe we truly have. Now we're going to have to ramp it up, in my opinion, and hopefully this starts against the Raptors, moves to Minnesota, and then obviously in that very first game, I believe it's against the OKC Thunder, you get to really see the Chicago Bulls that you want to see, and hopefully it starts off tremendously well. But yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot, in my opinion, of ramping up, a lot of the big three, a lot of the, I guess, closing out of games from those guys, which I'm extremely excited to see, and I really hope that's what we do see. But on the off chance that's not what we see, I guess the only thing I could really suggest for the Chicago Bulls is I'd like to see Javon Carter and Torrey Craig start a game. That's the only thing I'd like to really recommend. If we're not going to ramp things up, at least give Javon Carter a chance to see what he could do in the starting lineup, and the same with Torrey Craig while playing with the big three. But again, I'm not really concerned. I truly believe we are ramping it up. Let's wait and see. But I also have an announcement. I will not be doing a watch along for this game against the Toronto Raptors. I apologize again. Very, very busy on that day, and it is what it is. Again, I told you guys from the very beginning, I wouldn't be able to do every single game every single day. Most Wednesdays I'm extremely busy. It is at a Wednesday afternoon for me, so there's not really much I could really tell you other than that. I apologize. It is what it is. But I'm glad that you guys have been enjoying it, and we'll probably most definitely be doing a watch along on the Friday game for me, which will be against the Timberwolves and beginning into the regular season. But yeah, unfortunately, not this game. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it regardless. I'm sure there are other people that do watch alongs. You could go and tune in for them and, you know, talk to them and whatnot. Maybe you could watch the game yourself. It is what it is. I hope you guys have a good time regardless. Enjoy watching this Bulls game against the Raptors. I'll probably be watching it a little bit after the game is aired. So yeah, we'll wait and see what ends up happening. Hopefully the Bulls win. Hopefully it's a good performance. Hopefully no negatives come our way. We shall see how it goes. Thank you all for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls related video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.